All right. Happy Small Business Month, everyone, and welcome to BBB Trust Talks. My name is Carla Laird. I am the manager for community and public relations at BBB, serving mainland BC. My co-host and event facilitator for today is Purna Sharma, and she's our marketing and events coordinator. Today, we're excited because we kickstart the first episode in our limited interview series where we have a quick, intimate conversation with some of our accredited small business owners across the province. Today, we will be speaking with Michelle Bernier. She's the president and director for Michelle Dupré Design Company. Hi, Michelle. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
So before we start getting into, your business journey and the story behind entrepreneurship for you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've had my business for about 10 years and I'm an interior designer. My first passion was interior design, but I got into accounting first. And then later on in life, I decided that I really did want to pursue it as a career. And so I switched up my careers and started doing interior design, which I really love.
So, for you, how long have you been in this particular business?
15 years now.
15 years. Why the switch to interior design? Why did you end up leaving accounting behind, or did you take it along with you?
Well, I kind of take it along with me because it does involve budgeting and money, so it does come in handy. But I just didn't find it was as creative as I like to be. I enjoy the creative active part of it, and I enjoy making homes beautiful, and it's just a passion of mine.
Awesome. So, one of the things I've always learned while, speaking and having dialogue with business owners is that there's always a story behind the start of their business. What would you say is your story? How did your business end up coming to be?
Well, I kind of had partners at the beginning. I don't anymore and ended up on my own. It was a lot of work at the beginning because I was brand new as being an interior designer. So it was a brand new business and everything for me. My other partner decided this wasn't for her. And so I kind of had to go very quickly and learn a lot in a very short period of time about running a design business. So I bring a lot of that experience in the early part of struggling with it. And so I know what it takes to stay in business and to keep projects online and working and, keeping all the budget straight.
Awesome. So, for a consumer who may be watching us right now, if you were trying to tell them what kind of products or even services that you offer, what would you, say?
We offer full interior design services. So from one room to a whole house, we can renovate for them. We do have our own trades as well that work with us. And they're all very professional. And in COVID right now, we've had to have extra, special services that we require. We also do things like sanitization in a final renovation and stuff that we haven't had to do before. But we are offering that now to our clients as well, so that they can feel really safe going into it. Everyone is fully masked, gloved, so that has changed a lot in our business for sure. But all my trades that are working and all my vendors have been really good in terms of products and people coming in. So we're very, very safety conscious.
Awesome. So, you kind of went into the next question that I had, which was the fact that your business has had to pivot because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And you mentioned the fact that you're not even offering sanitization as one of the services that you didn't, typically do before. Is there any other way that your business has had to pivot or even adjust because of the pandemic?
Yes, definitely. So a lot of my product that would come, say, from another part of Canada or from the US has been difficult to get. So we've been using a lot of local Vancouver people. So that's been good too as well. We've made a lot of new connections and being able to get a lot of stuff locally, which is great too for us as well.
Perfect. And then from a policy standpoint, you mentioned, that safety has become a big priority. So for a consumer listening right now who would be like, I'm interested in interior designing, but I'm not sure how I feel about someone coming into my home right now. I might have vulnerable persons living with me. What are some of the things you've implemented to help keep your customers safe?
Well, we have virtual consultations as well. So we can do everything virtually. They can take it around and be able to show me their home so that we can give them an idea. And then, you know, when they feel safe, we can go in, but we'll be, you know, safe to do so. But they can do a virtual consultation and do a virtual design that way as well. So we've done a lot of, we're just upgrading our website as well to be able to do that directly onto our website.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier before that, you know what it takes to survive in business. What would you say has contributed to the endurance and even the success of your small business?
It's just learning from your mistakes and things that come along and challenges that come along, especially in the renovation business, because there's a lot of challenges in it. There's a lot of personalities. It's somebody's home. So they usually have a really strong feeling because it's their personal space.
Right.
So kind of learned, you know, we obviously respect and appreciate when customers use us. And so we want to make sure that connection is always really good. So we've definitely learned a lot in that respect in terms of my trades as well. We've had to sort of make sure that we vet our trades really well so that they're always polite and courteous and do the best possible job for our customer.
Right. So one of the things that we've noticed on your business profile is that you are in the New Westminster area. Is that the only location that your business operates?
No, we do the entire Lower Mainland, and I have done some virtual things even outside of Canada. So, like outside in other provinces, rather. So yes, we can do virtually different areas, but we do concentrate on the Lower Mainland. So in New West, Burnaby, Vancouver, the North Shore, we do all of that servicing of that areas.
And I know one of the things that's important to consumers, is how, while they're investing in your business, they also want to know that you're investing in the community. And, are there instances, or share, if you could share some instances where you have actually contributed to the communities where you serve?
Yes, absolutely. We do a lot for the arts program in New Westminster. We've been part of the New Westminster Cultural Crawl, and we've also done donations and whatnot to the local theater in New Westminster as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We try to do, and we're also working with we have a project that's sort of stalled at the moment because of COVID, but where we can go into somebody lower income that maybe doesn't have any design services or not capable of it. Maybe they came from an abusive situation or whatnot. So we can paint a room for them or something to give them a little bit, make it feel more homey for them as well.
That's amazing.
That's a great
Yeah.
initiative, actually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one of the questions I have, when it comes to people investing in local businesses, why, as from the perspective of a small business owner, would you say that is actually important?
It is important because otherwise our communities will not have any local services if people don't support them. So, and it is important because we work here, we live here, my employees work in the area. So it supports a lot of different people. My trades as well are all from the Vancouver area. So it supports everybody and it keeps the community growing. And then in turn, they can support other local businesses as well, right?
Yes, absolutely. Now, if you could look back, in your small business journey, what would you say is one of the memorable experiences that you've had as a small business owner?
Just helping people and getting their reaction when everything's finished and them really enjoying their living space. A lot of times I'll see a client maybe a year or two later. I always get a big hug and, run into them in a restaurant or something like that. Well, when we were able to do that. But, it's a really satisfying feeling that you've made a difference in their life and your home is a really important environment, especially right now too, because, we're spending more time at home. So it is important to really love your space and love what surrounds you and that it's unique to your personality as well.
That's actually really true. Yes. If you could go back in time, what is one thing that you would do differently?
I probably have more organization in terms of money, in terms of investment, and in terms of just having a better system right from the beginning. We kind of grew into our system, but having a better system from the beginning would have been better. Now we do different things. We have portals for clients that they can see their renovation unfolding. So, technology's really come a long way to help us as well. So those are things that we're not lugging around as much stuff as we used to. So it actually does help, and it helps the client in the end too.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say that there is a difference in your experience as a female entrepreneur versus just entrepreneurs generally?
Yes, I do feel that there is a difference in female entrepreneurs. We definitely sometimes face more of a challenge because, especially in my field where it is a lot of male orientated, a lot of trades are male. We do have some female trades as well, but we do, so sometimes you do get conflicts with that where it is difficult. I usually just don't use that trade again, because for me, if they're disrespectful or arrogant towards me, then my client, who could be female or might also experience that. So it is important, and it is something that we kind of struggle with sometimes.
Yeah.
But my trades generally are really, really courteous and polite to everybody. So, and that's important to me too, because some of our clients are single females or older women. So we want to make sure they're really comfortable with somebody stranger coming in. So I will always go in with my trades, introduce them, make sure that they're comfortable, and establish a rapport with them as well.
Okay. So I'm a consumer. I'm considering to, utilize some interior designing services. What are some tips you would share to someone who may be shopping around in the industry right now?
Have a plan, sort of know what you're looking for before you can get overwhelmed by a lot of choices. So kind of really set your budget, make sure you know how much you want to spend. And if you're unsure, which is in case of a lot of people, make it a realistic budget. Do some research, and so that you know what you want to do, so that you're realistic in your numbers as well. Because a lot of times with clients, it's like, that's not possible for the amount of money you have to do and the list of things you want done. So just be realistic, and also just do some research, kind of get an idea of what your style is, what you like, even if you're just cutting out pictures and kind of getting an idea, so that when you come into the meeting, you have a really clear idea. You may change things, and that may be something you do, but you do want to have that in mind as well. Research, look for the BBB symbol, look for all those kind of things, so that you can be assured that it's going to be a quality job as well.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the BBB. So, my next question, of course, is why did you decide to become BBB accredited?
Well, it has such a strong, trusted relationship, and people know the name. They trust it, and they will refer you because of that name as well. So we really enjoy being part of the BBB.
Awesome. Perna, did you have a question?
I actually wanted to know a little bit more about the virtual consultation that you do for people from outside of the province. And how does that work? So say they decide to, go ahead. So can you tell us a little bit about how it works?
Sure. We can do a Zoom meeting. We'll send them a questionnaire, pre-questionnaire ahead of time. Mm-hmm. It's a basic questionnaire, ask that kind of what they want to do, what their ideas are. We'll ask them to send us pictures of their home as well, pictures of what they want to change, any ideas or inspiration pictures as well, so that when we talk, we can refer back to what they're looking for, what suggestions they can do. Then once we do the initial, then we will do a plan for them, get them an idea of what they kind of like, send them that information as well. And then we can also do some local suppliers and stuff that they can do within their community as well, and give them a list of all those as well.
That's amazing. So that way, you're boosting other local businesses out there as well.
Absolutely. And we hope to create a good connection across even Canada, with other local businesses that can work and do the work for the client, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now that we're, moving towards the end of our session, one of the questions that came to my mind, and it's twofold, you as a female entrepreneur, what tip would you have for a potential or even an existing female entrepreneur out there? And then what tip would you have for just entrepreneurs, generally speaking?
For female entrepreneurs, I really, and actually for general and anybody really, is connection. As in connection in small business is really good, because a lot of times you can feel like you're alone in the business because you do devote a lot of your time to a business to get it up and running, to keep it running. So I think connection between other businesses, especially small business owners and women, is really helpful, because you can kind of say, hey, I'm not alone here. That is a struggle. Maybe they'll have a good suggestion for you, or maybe they'll have, oh, that happened to me, or, or they have a problem that somebody else can solve in the group. So I think connecting with other people, and I do that now in my local community with other businesses, and I find it very helpful. It just gives you a little bit more insight into your community and, kind of problem areas that you can avoid if possible, or, celebration as well, right? So when things go good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another thing that came to my mind is, right now, especially because many people are working from home and businesses are trying to figure out, how to manage in an uncertain time, work-life balance has become a new thing that many people are struggling to kind of adjust to or deal with. As an entrepreneur, it's even harder because your work and your life is wrapped up in your business. So for you, how do you strike that balance?
It is hard. It is hard because, I am working mostly out of my home at the moment. And so it is hard. So I think dedicating a certain room to your business is really important, or even an area if you don't have an extra room that you can really, like, when you leave that part of your job, then you can kind of leave the stuff that's there and move on and really enjoy your family and stuff where you're not always thinking about work. And it is hard, but it is possible if you really kind of put an area that is just work related.
Yeah, kind of like creating a space. And once you leave that space, you leave whatever is in that space in that
That's
space.
right. That's right. I mean, we're so connected now. Our cell phones go off at different hours of the night even, and so it's really important to make sure that you're kind of separating that as well, so it doesn't interfere with good quality family time.
That's important. Well,
Yeah.
I have one more question before we close. I will just check with Perna to see if she has any more questions for you.
I'm just checking our engagement on Facebook, and no questions, but I feel like, this is a great initiative, and thank you so much, Michelle, for, kickstarting this session. And we should do this more often, Carla.
I think it's a great idea, actually. I do, right? Checking in with businesses, especially in right now, what's happening. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. So as a consumer, they're watching, they want to find out how to get in touch with you about your products and services. We already know they're going to check bbb.org, but how else can they find you?
They can find us at our website as well. And we're also do have a physical location, but we're only doing appointments right now. So you have to call ahead for an appointment to the showroom. But they can definitely go online and get our questionnaire and get how to get in contact with us as well, and phone numbers and whatnot as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. For those who missed the initial stage, this is Michelle Bernier. She's the president and director for Michelle Dupré Design Company that's located in New Westminster, but she does serve the entire Lower Mainland. This is the first of our BBB Trust Talks, and we look forward to seeing you guys at our next Trust Talk, which will be next week, Tuesday. And so you'll see a whole different business, a whole different business owner, and you'll get to hear their story as well. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.